Does it seem like your dog takes you on a walk? In this video, I'm going to teach you how to go from this to this and turn walking with your dog into an enjoyable experience for all. Hey everyone, welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Terrie Hayward from Positive Animal Wellness. And on this channel, I teach pet parents the skills I've learned in years working as a professional dog trainer, behavior consultant, and educator. First, you should know that we don't need to stop anything. The question of how to stop behavior is the wrong question. What we want to ask is what behavior would we like to see instead? And then we'll work to train that. Behaviors we would like to see and can train are dog walking with a loose leash, dog walking calmly nearby you, dog glancing back at you, dog keeping forepaws on the floor. 1. No need to stop anything. As noted above in our intro, we don't need to stop anything. Mind blown. We actually never need to stop behavior. But instead, we need to get into the habit of asking the question, what do I want my dog to do instead? Which allows us to train what we do want them to do. And/or, why is my dog doing this behavior? Which allows us to understand the underlying reason for the behavior, and again, to train them to do a behavior that appropriately meets the dog's needs. 2. Teach what to do instead. So we don't want the dog pulling on the leash. What now? What do we do? First, avoid moving forward, as if pulling equals moving forward, because if you do that, you're inadvertently reinforcing the pulling. Second, consider a harness. My suggestion is a balance harness due to the way you can fit it properly and condition it collaboratively. This is to avoid any pressure on the trachea, which is an incredibly sensitive spot for a dog. Third, we want to make the opposite of pulling. Loose leash, aka any slack, more reinforcing than pulling. 3. Think about equipment. As noted in the last point, I recommend using a harness. However, all harnesses are not created equal. I recommend avoiding a step-in style, as often physical leg manipulation goes along with this option. 2, we want to avoid any harness which puts pressure or restrains any part of the dog's body. Instead, we want an appropriate fitting, secure harness that we can teach a dog to collaboratively feel relaxed wearing. The balance harness is the one that I typically use and recommend. Last, the leash. Avoid flexi or extendable leashes, as the leash in an extendable or flexi is meant to be under tension, which teaches your dog that it's a-okay to pull when the leash is tight, which is the opposite of what we want. There are a number of other reasons why flexi leashes are dangerous, so instead use a regular 6-foot leash. Shorter leashes are not recommended, as your dog won't be set up for success since the leash will become too tight too quickly. Eventually, you can use a longer leash once your dog is good at loose leash walking. 4. Reinforce what you want to see more of. Remember, behaviors that you reinforce will be repeated. Therefore, mark and reinforce anytime the leash is loose. Reinforce right by your side, right by your leg, so that the dog comes back to you, thus making the leash loose again, which you can now mark and reinforce once more. If the dog is out front and the leash is tight, start walking backwards. At some point, the dog will turn, loosening the leash, which you can then mark and reinforce with a treat by your leg, and/or you can move forward again, thus reinforcing the loose leash with forward movement.